It's a game of the week. Today we're at Fenway Park in Boston as the Red Sox take on the California Angels. The Red Sox have won four in a row and are in fourth place in the American League East with a 21-21 record. They're 6.5 games back behind first place Baltimore, and they are a game behind the third place New York Yankees. California Angels are in first place in the AL West. They are 2 games ahead of second place Kansas City. They've lost their last two. Last night, Boston beat California 10-4 on the strength of home runs by Ben Ogilvy and 2 home runs by Reggie Smith. Smith and Ogilvy each had 4 runs batted in. And Marty Patton, who came over in the big trade with Milwaukee after getting off to a sluggish start with the Red Sox, is now 6-2. Today for Boston, Carl Yastrzemski is expected to be back in the lineup. He has been out since May 9th, which was a game that the Red Sox played in California, and he had a serious knee injury and missed about a month. He's been part of that time as a unofficial color commentator on Ned Martin's Red Sox radio broadcast. Martin's broadcast partner had abruptly left, and Ned Martin's been working solo since April. And Yastrzemski was being an unofficial color commentator for him. Perusing through the sporting news, I noticed 2 deaths that I wanted to mention. One was former catcher Mo Berg, who is probably more famous now than he was in 1972. The obit the obits that I saw mainly mentioned his him being a genius and knowing several languages, but I don't think I saw any that mentioned the role he had in the government with his trip to Japan in the 30s. Also recently deceased was Al Gearhauser. I doubt if anybody really remembers him today, but in my APC universe, in 1943, while pitching for the Phillies, he was both the National League Rookie of the Year and Cy Young Award winner. And he was basically a wartime player. I think I think the last time he appeared in a major league game was in 1946. Let me take a look. I don't really have much for Mo Berg because the bulk of his career was before 1940, and that's where my this series that I'm playing started. Yeah, Let's see, Gearhauser. I was never sure how to pronounce his name. He pitched for the Phillies in my series 1943 and 44. In 1943, he was 17 and 7 with an ERA of 2.07. Then he pitched for Pittsburgh in 1945 and 1946, and he pitched for the St. Louis Browns in 1948. He had a lifetime record of 28 and 33 and a lifetime ERA of 3.19. So he was pretty much a one-year wonder during the war in 1943. 1943 was a year that I have very fond memories of in the APC universe that I've created because the Cleveland Indians won the World Series that year, sweeping the St. Louis Cardinals. Okay, I'll be right back with the starting lineups for today's game. Okay, we're back. This is WJST in Parma, Norwich, and Tuscaloosa. We're at Fenway Park in Boston, where the Angels will take on the Red Sox. Nolan Ryan gets a start for California. He's made 11 starts of the year. He's 6 and 3 with an ERA of 2.97. This is his second start against Boston. Ryan leads the major leagues in strikeouts in this his first American League season. He'll be opposed by Louis Tiant for the Red Sox. He's made 8 starts on the year. He's 6 and 3 also. He has an ERA of 3.33. This is his first start of the year against California. It's 83 degrees and wind speed is 13 miles an hour, blowing from left to right. Starting lineup for the California Angels will be as follows. Leading off is the center fielder Ken Berry. Batting second to third baseman Ken McMullen. Batting third, the catcher John Stevenson. Batting fourth, the first baseman Bob Oliver. Batting fifth, the right fielder Leroy Stanton. Batting sixth, the second baseman Sandy Alomar. Batting seventh, the left fielder Jim Spencer. Batting eighth, the shortstop Sid O'Brien. And batting ninth, the pitcher Nolan Ryan. On defense, the Red Sox will have Carl Yastrzemski at first, Doug Griffin at second, Louis Aparicio at short, John Kennedy at third, Ben Ogilvie in left, Tommy Harper in center, Reggie Smith in right, Carlton Fisk catching, and on the mound, Louis Tiant. Tiant is having something of a renaissance year this year. He was on the very short list for Cy Young Award winners in 1968 with the Indians when he went 21 and 10. He had an ERA of 2.28 and a whip of .906. And then he held out after that season, and between the late spring training and the pitcher's mound being lowered, he had a difficult follow-up year to that, going 14 and 18. He was traded to Minnesota after the 69 season in the deal that brought Greg Nettles to the Indians. And he was 7 and 9 with Minnesota. He was signed last year by Boston, where he went 2-5 with a save. But this year, it looks like he's coming back. He's a hard thrower. He keeps the ball low. His last start was against Kansas City on June 4th. Just for reference, this is June 10th, 1972. He went 7 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, one of those earned. He walked 2 and he struck out 2. He came away with a no decision as the Royals beat the Red Sox 6-5. Leading off for California is the center fielder, Ken Berry. Berry's hitting .366 with 2 home runs and 21 runs batted in. First pitch, liner into center field for a base hit. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ken McMullen. McMullen is hitting .294, 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. McMullen is 7 for 17 against Boston with a double and 1 run batted in. So he's hitting .412 against the Red Sox. Outside, ball 1 with fastball. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Inside, ball 2 on another fastball. Ball 3, 3 balls and 1 strike. Tiant this year in 70 1/3 innings. He's walked 28. He has struck out 47. Given up 66 hits. And 4 of those home runs. He is a low ball pitcher. Tends to keep the ball on the ground. Has hitters batting the ball into the dirt. Change up. McMullen checks his swing, but that's called strike 2. Full count. Grounder to first. Yastrzemski has it. He'll take it himself. 1 out. Berry moves to second. That brings up the catcher, John Stevenson. Stevenson's hitting .227. No home runs, 4 runs batted in. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Hits a liner in the center field, base hit. Berry rounds third. He'll score. It's 1-0. Boston. Or, it's 1-0 California. It brings up the first baseman, Bob Oliver. Oliver's hitting .331, 5 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Oliver came over to the Red Sox on May 6th from Kansas City, where he ended up essentially losing his position to young John Mayberry in Kansas City. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Grounder to second. This could be two. Second for one to first. Double play. 4-6-3 double play. The Angels got one run, 2 hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the first. It's California 1, Boston coming to bat. California starting lineup. Leading off will be the center fielder, Tommy Harper. He came over from Milwaukee. Batting second, the second baseman, Doug Griffin. Batting third, the catcher, rookie Carlton Fisk. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Reggie Smith. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Carl Yastrzemski, making his first appearance in over a month. Batting sixth, the left fielder, another rookie, Ben Oglivie. Batting seventh, the third baseman, John Kennedy. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Luis Aparicio. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Louis Tiant. On defense, California has Bob Oliver at first, Sandy Alomar at second, Sid O'Brien at shortstop, Ken McMullen at third, Jim Spencer in left, Ken Berry in center, Leroy Stanton in right, John Stevenson catching, and on the mound, Nolan Ryan. Ryan is a hard thrower. He might be the hardest thrower in the game. He came over to California from the Mets in the Jim Fregosi trade. His best win total with the Mets was in 1970 when he was 13-5. Last season with New York, he was 8-9 with an ERA of 3.52. But he's come to California, and manager Del Rice been working with him. And he is pitching quite well. He's had 6 starts where he had at least 11 strikeouts. His last outing was on June 6th against Detroit, where he gave up 5 hits. He gave up 6 runs. 5 of those were earned. 2 home runs. He walked 6. He struck out 11. He took the loss as Detroit won 6-2. His last start against Boston was on May 9th, when he went 8 innings. Gave up 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 2. He struck out 8. There was a no decision that day for him, as California won 2-1. He's made 11 starts. He's pitched 5 complete games this year. He is 1-1 in the month of June. Leading off is Tommy Harper. Harper, the center fielder, is hitting .249 with 5 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. That'll bring up the second baseman, Doug Griffin. Griffin's hitting .280, no home runs, 19 runs batted in. Hitting .286 against California. Fastball in there for a strike. Harper goes for second. He slides. He's safe with his 10th stolen base of the year. Tommy Harper, back in 1969 with the Seattle Pilots, got into every game. He had the permanent green light from manager Joe Schultz, and he stole 92 bases that year. Outside and low, ball one. Ball two. Ball three. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hits a grounder to third. McMullen has he tags Harper. Throws to first, but Griffin is safe. So 1 out, runner on first. Let's look at that one again. Yep, he made the tag on Harper, but the throw was not in time. That brings up the rookie catcher, Carlton Fisk. He's hitting .283, 6 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Fisk got into 6 games with Boston last year. He was 2 for 20. But this year he's hitting .283 so far. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Curveball, hit the inside corner, strike 2. Outside and below the knees, ball 1. Ball 2, inside, high. Fouls it back, count remains 2-2. It's a liner into left field, base hit. Griffin around second. He's going for third. The throw from Spencer. McMullen puts a tag on him. He's safe. Some heads-up base running by Fisk. He took second base on the throw. That'll bring up the right fielder, Reggie Smith. Smith's hitting .227 with 5 home runs and 21 runs batted in. High and away, ball 1. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. It's a fly ball into left field. Spencer's going back. He's got it. Griffin tags. He'll score as Spencer throws it into the cutoff man. We're tied at 1 apiece. Here is Carl Yastrzemski, the first baseman. Yaz is hitting .302, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. He's getting a standing ovation. This is his first appearance since May 9th. Yaz was the AL MVP in 1967. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 1. High and inside, ball 1. Too low, ball 2. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Curveball, Stevenson got hit with that one. They're going to give him a minute to regroup. Count remains 2-2. Liner down the first base line. That's foul. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a fastball. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We played 1 inning here at Fenway Park. We're tied 1 apiece. In the second inning for California, it will be Leroy Stanton, Sandy Alomar, and Jim Spencer. Leroy Stanton, the right fielder, he's hitting 264, 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Stanton came over from the Mets along with Ryan in the Fregosi deal. I read a story about he got into 3 games with the Mets last year. Read a story that in spring training he was like on the bubble. During a game, I believe it said with the White Sox, he went up to try to catch a ball at the fence and inadvertently knocked it over the fence. And he almost got shipped back to Salt Lake City after that, but they kept him, and he's been playing pretty well for them this year. Sitting 125 against the Red Sox. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That was a curveball. 1 out. Here's Sandy Alomar, the second baseman. He's hitting 271 with no home runs, 20 runs batted in. Sitting 483 in June. The 3-2 pitch. Grounder to first. Yastrzemski's up with it. He'll take it himself. 2 outs. Here's a left fielder, Jim Spencer. Spencer's hitting 301. 1 home run, 15 runs batted in. Trade deadline is June 15th, so 5 days away. And Spencer, who's been with the Angels since 1969, is expecting to get traded. Possibly for some pitching. Or a power hitter. Let me see what Spencer did. Spencer was 1 for 3 last night. The 2-0 pitch. He hits a grounder up the middle. Aparicio to his left has it and throws him out. Nothing across for California in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. It is California 1, Boston 1. Ben Ogilvy leads off for Boston. He's hitting 356, 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He is having an excellent rookie year. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 for Nolan Ryan. Here's John Kennedy, the third baseman. He's hitting 357. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. He's playing in place of the struggling Rico Petrocelli. The 3-1 pitch. Curveball, grounder to third. McMullen has it, throws him out. 1 out. 2 outs. Oh. Here's a shortstop, Luis Aparicio. He's hitting 232, 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. Aparicio was the Rookie of the Year back in 1956. So he got the Rookie of the Year. My dad was in the 8th grade. He's played with the White Sox, the Orioles, then he went back to the White Sox, and last year came over to Boston. He has 491 career stolen bases. Defensively, he's been one of the top shortstops in the history of the game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a little liner to short. Yeah, it's right at O'Brien, and he makes a catch. Nothing across for Boston in the bottom of the second. We go to third. We're tied at 1 apiece. Sid O'Brien leads off for California to third, the shortstop. He's hitting .293 with 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch. Grounder to third. Oh, Kennedy booted that one. That'll be an error for John Kennedy. His 6th error of the year. Yeah, let's see. Sid O'Brien. He's been a part-time player with California for the last 2 seasons. He's sharing the shortstop duties with Leo Cardenas. Cardenas came over from Minnesota to help alleviate the opening that was made by the Jim Fregosi trade. Here's Nolan Ryan, the pitcher. He's hitting .129. No home runs, no runs batted in. He is 4 for 31. He has 1 double. They're playing him in the bunt. Curveball, he lays it down, but that's foul. Ryan is not noted to be an especially skillful bunter. Lays another one down, foul. 2 strikes. It's the 0-2 pitch. Ryan hits base hit in the left field. That makes it all the way to the wall. Ryan slides into second with a double. That's his 2nd double of the year. So there's no outs. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. O'Brien took 3rd on that double. And that brings up Ken Berry, who's 1 for 1. He led off the game with a single. He singled and scored in the 1st inning. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Curveball, another swing and a miss, strike 2. Strike 3 called. Berry checked the swing, but he is called out on strikes. 1 out. That brings up Ken McMullen, who's 0 for 1. He grounded to Yastrzemski in the 1st. It's a grounder to short. Aparicio dives. Throws from his knees. Throws out McMullen. But O'Brien scores. Ryan takes 3rd. It's 2-1 California. Great play by Aparicio. He saved the run on that one, probably. That brings up John Stevenson. He's 1-for-1. He singled in the first, and that scored Ken Berry. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike one. Foul tip, strike two. Hits a grounder to first. Yastrzemski has it. He'll take it himself. 3 outs. But California gets 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. It is California 2, Boston 1. California's run in the third was unearned. For Boston in the third, it will be Tiant, Harper, and Griffin. Luis Tiant's hitting 125, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. He is 3 for 24. He has 1 double. The 2-2 pitch. Liner in the left center. That'll be extra bases. Tiant slides into second with a double. Another double. Each of these pitchers with a double. It brings up Tommy Harper. He walked in the first inning. Fastball, ball 1. Strike 1 called on a fastball. At the shoulders and wide, ball 2. It's a grounder to short. O'Brien looks Tiant back, throws the first, 1 out. Here's Doug Griffin. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into a force play when McMullen was able to tag Tommy Harper out. Foul tip, strike 1. Fastball, ball 1. High and outside, ball 2. Down and in, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Another fastball in at the knees, strike 2. It's a fly ball in a left field. Spencer in foul ground. That makes the seats. There is hardly any foul territory in Fenway Park in general, but in that section of the outfield, there's barely none. Fouls it back. Count remains full. Fly ball into right field. Foul ground. Stanton. That's out of play. In that section of right field, if anything, has even less foul territory than in left field at Fenway Park. Foul the curveball back. Full count. Too low, ball 4. Ryan has thrown 62 pitches so far, 37 for strikes, 25 for balls. He's been having a little trouble with his control today. That brings up Carlton Fisk. He's 1 for 1. He singled in the first. That loaded the bases for Boston in the first inning. Ball 1 on the curveball. It's a fly ball into right field. Stanton's going back. He's at the wall. In the stands for a foul. Looked like he might have hit it out, but just on the wrong side of the foul pole. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's a shallow fly ball in the left field. O'Brien going back. Spencer coming in. Spencer has it. 2 outs. The runners retreat back to their bases. That brings up Reggie Smith. He had a sacrifice fly in the first inning that scored Doug Griffin. Fastball, swing and a miss. He kind of lunged at that one. Strike one. It's a grounder to second. Alomar throws to first. 3 outs. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 men left. We played 3 here at Fenway Park. It is California 2, Boston 1. Let's take a look around the league. Top of the 4th in Detroit. Tigers lead the A's 3-2. Reggie Jackson is 14th home run of the season. He leads the majors in home runs right now. That is Blue Moon Odom pitching for Oakland and Mickey Lolich for Detroit. Top of the 4th at Shea Stadium. The Astros and the Mets are tied at 1. Doug Rader hit his 12th home run of the year for Houston. That is Dave Roberts for Houston. He's been an excellent acquisition this year from the San Diego Padres. And Buzz Capra for the Mets. And top of the 4th in Cleveland, the Indians lead the Twins 1-0. That is Dick Woodson against Dick Tidrow. In the 4th inning for the Angels, it will be the heart of the order. Bob Oliver, Leroy Stanton, and Sandy Alomar. Oliver's 0 for 1. He grounded it into a double play in the first. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on a fastball. That's strikeout number 3 for Tiant. That brings up Leroy Stanton. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder to first. Yaz takes it himself. 2 outs. Yaz been busy down there. Let's see, 1. That's the 4th ground out he fielded today. Here's Sandy Alomar. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to Yaz in the second inning. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder to short. Aparicio has it. Little dribbler, and Aparicio made that look like the easiest play in the world. Nothing across for the Angels in the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, Angels lead 2-1. It'll be Yastrzemski, Ogilvie, and Kennedy for Boston. Yastrzemski is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a curveball. That's strikeout number 3 for Nolan Ryan. That brings up Ben Ogilvie, the right fielder, or the left fielder. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second inning. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball into center field. Ken Berry's drifting back. He's got it. 2 outs. That brings up the third baseman, John Kennedy. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to his opposite number, Ken McMullen, in the second inning. 3-2 pitch, ball 4. That was a changeup. That's the 3rd walk of the game given up by Ryan. That brings up Luis Aparicio. He's 0 for 1. He lined out to his opposite number, Sid O'Brien, in the second inning. Too low, ball 1. Curveball, strike 1 called. Inside, ball 2. It's a grounder to short. O'Brien tosses to Alomar at second. And the inning's over. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We played 4 innings here at Fenway Park. It is California 2, Boston 1. It'll be the bottom of the order for California in the 5th. Jim Spencer, Sid O'Brien, and Nolan Ryan. Spencer is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to Aparicio in the 2nd inning. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into left field. Ogilvy's going back. He's near the track. He's got it. 1 out. That'll bring up Sid O'Brien, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1 today. He was safe on an error in the 3rd. He scored in the 3rd inning. The 2-1 pitch. It's fly ball in the center field. Harper coming in. He's got it. 2 outs. Here is Nolan Ryan. He's 1 for 1. He doubled in the 3rd inning. The 1-1 pitch. He hits a fly ball in the center field. Tommy Harper's coming in. He dives. He's got it. What a catch by Tommy Harper. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the 5th at Fenway Park. It is California 2, Boston 1. For Boston in the 5th, it will be Louis Tiant, Tommy Harper, and Doug Griffin. Tiant is 1 for 1. He doubled in the 3rd. I guess he thought if it was good enough for Nolan Ryan, it was good enough for him to hit a double. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball caught the outside corner. Strike 3 called. That's strikeout number 4 for Nolan Ryan. That'll bring up Tommy Harper. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Hitting 196 against right-handers. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into right center. Ken Berry's over. He dives. He's got it. Well, just like Ryan and Tiant with the doubles, Tommy Harper makes a great play in center field, so Ken Berry answers with a great play of his own. 2 outs. That brings up Doug Griffin. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball into center field, base hit. That's hit number 3 for Boston. That'll bring up Carlton Fisk. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the 1st. Stevenson goes out to check on Ryan. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 1. Too low, ball 1. He lines one into left center, base hit. Fisk stops at 3rd or 1st. Griffin rounds 2nd. He will take 3rd. So we have runners at the corners. 2 outs. Here's Reggie Smith, who's 0 for 1. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning. That scored Doug Griffin. 2 high, ball 1. Okay, that is the first pitch that I have seen this season that reached 100 miles an hour. Just below the belt, strike 1 called. Fastball. Stevenson had a jump for that one. Ball 2. Strike 2 called on a fastball. Ryan must have really loosened up now because he's thrown. This is the hardest he's thrown in his game. Ball 3, full count, 2 outs. He pops it up on the infield. McMullen's there. He's got it. 3 outs. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2 left. We played 5 complete. It's an official game here in Boston. California 2, Boston 1. California has 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They've left 1 man on base. Boston has 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. They've left 6 men on base. California scored first when Ken Berry led off the game with a single. He took second on Ken McMullen's groundout and scored on Stevenson's single. Bottom of the first, Tommy Harper led off with a walk. He stole second. Griffin grounded to third, and Harper got caught in a little bit of a rundown and got tagged out. Fisk single, that moved Griffin to third. And then Reggie Smith hit a sacrifice fly up against the Green Monster. And Griffin scored the tying run. And then in the third inning, O'Brien was safe on an error. Then Ryan doubled. O'Brien took third. Berry struck out. And McMullen grounded out. O'Brien scored an unearned run, putting California ahead 2-1. In the 6th inning for California, it'll be the top of the order. Ken Berry, Ken McMullen, and John Stevenson. Ken Berry's 1 for 2. He singled in the first, struck out in the third. Fastball. He hits a fly ball in the center field. Harper going back. He's got it. 1 out. That'll bring up Ken McMullen. He's 0 for 2. He grounded to Yastrzemski in the first. He grounded to Aparicio in the third, and that scored Sid O'Brien. Strike 3 called on the 1-2 pitch. 2 outs. John Stevenson's up. He's 1 for 2. He singled in the first. That scored Ken Berry. The 2-0 pitch. Grounder into left field, base hit. That's his second hit of the game. That'll bring up Bob Oliver, who's 0 for 2. Liner down at third base line, but that's foul. Pop up third base side, that'll make the seats. Changeup, low, ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Grounder up the middle, Griffin to his right. Backhands it, makes the play. Throwing to first. 3 outs, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Angels 2, Red Sox 1. Facing Ryan in the 6th will be Yastrzemski, Ogilvie, and Kennedy. Yaz is 0 for 2 today. He struck out twice. The 0-1 pitch. Hard grounder up the middle. Alomar to his right. Backhands it. Throws him out. 1 out. Might take a few at-bats for Yaz to get his timing back. That brings up Ben Ogilvie. He's 0 for 2 today. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into right field. Stanton going back. That's off the wall. Ogilvy's in second with a stand-up double. His fourth double of the year. That brings up John Kennedy. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Curveball almost hit him. That's gets away from Stevenson. Ogilvy takes third. That's a wild pitch. Low and away. Ball 2. Low. Ball 3. Slow roller down the third base line. Strike 1. 3 balls. 1 strike. 1 out. He hits a base hit into left field. Ogilvy scores. Red Sox tie the game. That brings up Luis Aparicio. He's 0 for 2 today. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Strike 1. Strike 2 called on another fastball. Inside, ball 1. Low and inside, ball 2. Curveball. Ryan, he does not seem to be getting his curveball over today. Grounder to third. McMullen to second for 1. To first. Double play. 5-4-3 double play around the horn. But Boston gets 1 run. 2 hits, no errors, no one left. We played 6 here in Boston. We are tied at 2 apiece. In the 7th inning for the Angels, it'll be Stanton, Alomar, and Spencer. Stanton is 0 for 2. He struck out in the second. He grounded Yastrzemski in the 4th. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. On the fastball. That is strikeout number 5 for Tiant. Here's Sandy Alomar. He's 0 for 2. The 1-1 pitch. Fly ball in the center field. Harper moving back. He's got it. 2 outs. That'll bring up Jim Spencer. He's 0 for 2 today. The 1-2 pitch. Pops it up first base side. Foul ground. Griffin's after it. He's got it. 3 outs. Nothing across for California in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. California 2, Boston 2. Bottom of the 6th in Detroit. A's and Tigers, they're tied at 3. That's still Blue Moon Odom against Mickey Lolich. Bottom of the 6th in New York. Astros lead the Mets 4-2. Lee May hit his 13th home run for Houston. I'll tell you that big trade between the Astros and the Red, that's looking good for the Astros. They're getting good years out of Lee May and Tommy Helms. That's still Dave Roberts against Buzz Capra. Bottom of the 4th in Chicago. Milwaukee leads Chicago 1-0. That's a matchup of the 2 last place teams right now. That's Jerry Bell against Dave Lemons. And bottom of the 7th in Cleveland. Twins 2, Indians 1. Bobby Darwin hit his 13th home run of the year for Minnesota. He's another one making a good play for the Rookie of the Year this year, along with guys like Carlton Fisk and Ben Ogilvy. That's Dick Woodson against Dick Tidrow. Bottom of the seventh for the Red Sox will be Tiant, Harper, and Griffin. Louis Tiant is 1 for 2. He doubled in the third. He struck out in the fifth. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball in a left field. Spencer's there. He's got it. 1 out. Wind is blowing hard right now out to left center field. 19 miles per hour. It's 88 degrees, so it's a hot day at Fenway. Tommy Harper's up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He swung at a bad pitch there. That's strikeout number 5 for Ryan. That brings up Doug Griffin. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Walked in the third. He singled in the fifth. The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Nothing across for the Red Sox in the seventh. We go to the eighth. We're tied 2 apiece. It'll be Sid O'Brien, the pitcher's spot, and Ken Berry for California in the eighth. Sid O'Brien is 0 for 2 today. He was safe on an error in the third. He flied out to Tommy Harper in the fifth. The 1-1 pitch. Soft liner first, but it's right at Yastrzemski. One out. Yaz has had a busy day fielding balls down at first base. That is the 5th putout he made that without an assist. All right, Nolan Ryan's up. Let's see if Del Rice puts in a pinch hitter. Vada Pinson will pinch hit. Vada Pinson, he came over from the Cleveland Indians in the Alex Johnson trade. The Indians got Alex Johnson and Jerry Moses. Pinson's hitting .336 this year, 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. He is hitting .500 as a pinch hitter with 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. Pinson spent the 1970 and 71 season with the Indians. Spent the bulk of his career with Cincinnati. Coming up in 1958. And then he played for St. Louis in 1969. He's 3 for 6 as a pinch hitter. Grounder in a left field, base hit. Pinson had an unhappy tenure in Cleveland, even though he played pretty good for them. He wanted to go back to get traded to the West Coast, where he's originally from the Bay Area. That'll bring up Ken Berry. He's 1 for 3 today. He singled in the first. Swing, foul tip, strike 1. Low, ball 1. Curveball, ball 2. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 2. Berry hits a base hit in the right field. Pinson will stop at second. So there's 1 out. Runners on first and second. Here's Ken McMullen. He is 0 for 3. He has a run batted in, though. Sid O'Brien scored at his 3rd inning round out. Hitting .282 with a home run with runners in scoring position. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Too high, ball 2. Too low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Fastball, strike 1 called. Another fastball, caught the outside corner, strike 2. Fouls it back, count remains full. Grounder up the middle, Aparicio gloves it, throw, not in time. That was just kind of a little dribbler. Let's look at that one again. Yeah, he really had no chance on that one. That'll bring up John Stevenson. He's 2 for 3 today. He singled in the first. That scored Ken Berry, and he singled in the 6th. Bill Lee gets up to warm up for the Red Sox. Curveball inside on the black, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Infield draws in. Outside, ball 1. Grounder right back to Tiant. Throws to the plate. To first, double play. A 1-2-3 double play. Boy, was that clutch. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. California 2, Boston 2. See if we can watch that one again. Tiant, perfect throw to Fisk, perfect throw to Yastrzemski. And just like that, they are out of the inning. In the bottom of the 8th for Boston, it will be Carlton Fisk, Reggie Smith, and Carl Yastrzemski. Carlton Fisk is 2 for 3 today. He singled in the first, singled in the 5th. This kid is playing like he is the real deal. He's from neighboring New Hampshire. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Steve Barber's the new pitcher for California. He has a record of 4-1 with a save, 3.86 ERA. That is the 8th walk he's given up this year. He struck out 2 in 11 2/3 innings. Barber's a hard thrower, not as hard throwing as Nolan Ryan is, but he keeps the ball up, and that could be a problem here at Fenway Park. He came over to the Angels as a free agent on May 16th after he was released by the Braves. His career goes back to 1960 with the Baltimore Orioles. Where he was a starter for most of his career with Baltimore and the Yankees. And then he became a relief pitcher when he went to Seattle in the expansion draft in 1969. He split his time in 1970 between Chicago, the Cubs, and Atlanta. Pitched for Atlanta last year and was released by Atlanta early this season. So that brings up Reggie Smith. He's 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly in the first. That scored Doug Griffin. He's hitting 149 against lefties. Curveball, strike one called. Changeup, grounder to right back to the pitcher. To second for one. The throw to first, not in time. That brings up Carl Yastrzemski. He's 0 for 3 today. Struck out in the first, struck out in the fourth. He grounded to Alomar in the sixth. Throw to first. Smith is back. Swing and a miss, strike one. Fastball too high. High and inside, ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yes, it's a fly ball in a left field. Spencer's moving back. He's got it. 2 outs. Here's Ben Ogilvie. He's 1 for 3. He doubled in the 6th inning. Fastball. There goes Smith. The throw from Stevenson. Smith is safe. He's in there easily. That's his 5th stolen base of the year. So the go-ahead run is in scoring position with 2 outs. Base hit into right field. Smith rounds third. He'll score the throw. He's safe and the throw gets past Stevenson. Stanton made a bad throw. Ogilvie makes it all the way to third. He took second on the throw and took third on the error. It's 3-2, Boston. Bobby Bolin warming up for the Red Sox. So 2 outs, runner on third. Here's John Kennedy. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. He singled in the 6th. That scored Ben Ogilvie. Walked in the 4th. Fouls it back. Strike one. Looking ahead to California in the 9th, it will be the heart of their order. Bob Oliver, Leroy Stanton, and Sandy Alomar. The 3 of them are combined 0 for 9 today. High and tight, ball 1. Fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Too low, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Too high, ball 3, full count. Foul tip, count remains full. Aparicio's on deck. Base hit up the middle. Ogilvie scores. It's 4-2, Boston. That'll bring up Luis Aparicio. He's 0 for 3 today. Strike one called. In too close, ball 1. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 2. Base hit up the middle. Kennedy rounds second. He's going for third. The throw from Berry. He's safe. Pinch hitting for Tiant will be Dwayne Josephson. Josephson's hitting .241, no home runs, 3 runs batted in. He's 0 for 4 as a pinch hitter. Curveball, ball 1. In too close, ball 2. Swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 1. Caught the outside part of the plate, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Too high, ball 3. It's fly ball in a left field. Spencer's going back. It is gone. Home run number 1 for Dwayne Josephson. That's over the Green Monster. Here comes Del Rice. That'll be all for Steve Barber. Coming into pitches, Eddie Fisher. Eddie Fisher, the knuckleball pitcher. Another one, he's been around since 1959 when he debuted with the Giants. Making his 19th appearance of the year. He has a record of 2-1 with 5 saves. ERA of 6.29. In 21 1/3 innings, he's given up 38 hits. He's walked 18, he struck out 3. And Tommy Harper will be the first batter to face him. Harper is 0 for 3 with a walk. Boston scored 5 runs this inning. They are up 7-2 now. The 1-0 pitch. He hits a base hit in a left field. Here's Doug Griffin. He's 1 for 3. He has a single and a walk. Below the knees, ball 1. Liner into right field, base hit. This will be for extra bases. Griffin into second, he slides. He's safe with a double. Harper moves to third. That brings up Carlton Fisk. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. He has 2 singles and a walk. Too low, ball 1. High and outside, ball 2. On the inside part of the plate, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Knuckleball, ball 3. Full count. Pops it up, foul ground, third base side. McMullen's after it. But that makes the seats. He hits a fly ball into right field. Stanton's there. He's got it. But it was a big inning for Boston. They got 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. They left 2 men on base. We go to the bottom, or to the 9th inning. I'm sorry, the top of the 9th. Boston leads 7-2. Five runs, 4 of those were earned. Dwayne Josephson will stay in the game, taking over for Yastrzemski at first. And Rick Miller, another rookie, he'll take over in right field. New pitcher is Bobby Bolin. Miller will be in the 4th spot in the batting order, and Bolin will be in the 5th spot. Bolin's making his 12th appearance of the year. He has a record of 2-0 with 1 save, an ERA of 6.75. In 12 innings pitched, he's given up 20 hits. He's walked 7, He has struck out 5. Boland's another one. He's been around for a while, since 1961 with the Giants. So he was a teammate of Steve Barber, or Eddie Fish. He was a teammate of Eddie Fisher. Went over to the Brewers in 1970, and then late in the 1970 season came to Boston. Boland's a hard thrower. Fastball, he keeps it low. He's 33 years old. Bob Oliver leads up against him. He is 0 for 3 today. The 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into left field. Ogilvy coming in. He's got it. 1 out. That brings up Leroy Stanton. He's 0 for 3 today. So far today in the Angels lineup, hitters 4 through 8, all hitless. The 2-2 pitch. Hard grounder to third. Kennedy dives to his left, has it, throws him out. 2 outs. California's down to their last out. That brings up Sandy Alomar. He's 0 for 3 today. The 2-2 pitch. Roller right back to the mound. Boland has it, throws him out. The game is over. That's all from Fenway Park. Boston wins 7-2. Boston had 7 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. They left 8 men on base. California had 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They left 4 men on base. It was quite a pitcher's duel today until the bottom of the 8th, when Boston lit up the Angels bullpen for 5 runs. Louis Tiant gets the win. He is 7-3, while Steve Barber takes the loss. He's 4-2. John Kennedy went 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in for Boston. Doug Griffin went 2 for 4 with a double. And Dwayne Josephson came off the bench to pinch hit, and he hit a home run, driving in 3 runs. He hit a 3-run homer. That pretty much put the game out of reach for California. Time of this game was 3 hours and 5 minutes. Star of today's game is Louis Tiant. Tiant pitched 8 innings. Gave up 7 hits, 2 runs. Only 1 of those was earned. He didn't walk anybody. He struck out 5. Bobby Boland was perfect in relief, pitching 1 inning. Nolan Ryan for California, he had some trouble with his control. Couldn't get his curveball over. He pitched 7 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 2 runs. They were both earned. He walked 3. He struck out 6, but he wanted some deep counts. And the game is showing his stuff rating as a minus. Steve Barber pitched 2/3 of an inning in the 8th. He gave up 4 hits, 5 runs. 1 of those was unearned. He gave up 1 home run. He walked 1. And Eddie Fisher pitched 1/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 hits. And then the 8th inning rally was all with 2 outs. They had 2 outs, a runner on first. Reggie Smith, then he stole second. Ogilvy drove him in. And Stanton overthrew the plate for an error. Then Kennedy followed up with a single that scored a run. Aparicio followed up with a single, and then Josephson pinch hit a 3-run homer. Let's take a look here and see. If I got the game of the week for next week put in yet. Yeah, it looks like the game of the week next week will be at Wrigley Field as the Dodgers take on the Cubs. So once again, our final score. This was an exciting game. I thought good pitchers duel for most of the game. The final score is Boston 7, California 2. Kansas City, let's see. I think they play later. Yeah, they play tonight against the Yankees. I've got an uninvited guest here in the booth. Allie Jr.'s here. She saw the door was closed. She cannot abide a closed door. So once again, our final score was Boston 7, California 2. I thought this was a pretty enjoyable game. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.